Ram Trucks has killed off the Ramcharger and will instead focus on the REV. And also they changed the name from Ramcharger to REV. So who killed the electric vehicle? Yeah, I'm kidding. It's really not all that confusing, except that from day one, Ram has made it difficult to understand. Changes in leadership, changes in strategy, and now changes in name. Ram was going to be the last of the full-size truck majors to come to the party with an all-electric platform. Typically, being a follower provides some insights to benefit from, but in the case of Stellantis, it seems like they were more consumed by the exuberance of others than learning about where to apply caution. But fortunately, this story, I think, has a happy ending because as much as I love electric vehicles, what Ram did was the right move. Allow me to explain. In an earlier short video, I made the case that we went through peak EV bubble around 2022 to 23. Now, you know me. If you're new to this channel, hey, consider hitting the like and subscribe button. But for those who have seen my other content, I am optimistic about the future of electric vehicles, but that doesn't mean they won't have some downturns. All new technologies experience a burst in their enthusiasm, and EV is no exception. Unfortunately for Ram, being late to the party meant that they also got swept up in the exuberance leading up to the burst, and they kind of tripped all over themselves to make up for lost time. At the beginning of 2023, they showed off the Ram Revolution concept at CES. It seemingly had it all: an electric powertrain, exceptional range, autonomous driving, and a cool robot that positioned a wireless charging pad just in the right place and at the right height. By the way, Tesla reportedly has given up on wireless charging for the Cybertruck. At the time, Ram CEO Mike Koval also hinted at an upcoming announcement for their production vehicle with a range extender called a paradigm breaker. By the way, Mike recently left Stellantis after losing the CEO job for Ram, and I don't blame him for what was done. At the time, Stellantis was frantically trying to catch up to the competition. He was just doing his job. Normally, after revealing a concept vehicle like the Ram Revolution, you give it a little time. But like I said, Ram was in catch-up mode, so only a month after revealing the concept, they blew their load on a Super Bowl commercial for the Ram REV, an all-electric pickup truck. Later in 2023, we learned what Ram was talking about: a paradigm breaker. They announced that they would come out with an extended range electric vehicle, or EREV, and it would be called the Ramcharger. Being in catch-up mode, the all-electric BEV version would be available to the customer in late 2024. That was their promise. And the EREV shortly afterwards, early 2025. In my career, I've had to deal with my fair share of product naming decisions, and I think Ram overthought the naming right in the middle of the product rapidly evolving. Ram 1500 REV, I guess, stands for Ram EV, REV. The Ramcharger name was that used on a Dodge 70s SUV built on the Ram pickup chassis, so that's cool. For the concept Revolution, they used it to call the wireless charging robot Ramcharger. Then they decided later on, oh crap, we should have used that for the EREV. Okay, that's because the gas engine is charging the Ram. You get it? All this makes sense, except that some people assume that REV stood for Range Extended Vehicle, and Ramcharger was just something completely different. It quickly became not intuitive. Given the current state of electric vehicle technology, mid-size vehicles and smaller can perform great with a fully electric powertrain. They're not perfect, but they can satisfy the vast majority of customer use cases and have some advantages over a combustion powertrain. However, I think it's abundantly clear that the supersized American full-size pickup and SUV cannot practically be made fully electric, not yet. For proof, let's look at China, by far the leading market for new energy vehicles, and plug-in hybrids of various designs play a significant role in their larger vehicles. They've done the math for us, and PHEVs or EREVs make sense for these large personal use vehicles. Ford did a great job converting the F-150 Lightning, but its range is limited and it gets worse when you tow. GM made a more capable fully electric pickup, and I dig it, but when you rely on a 200 plus kilowatt hour battery, that's just too big to be mainstream affordable until battery prices get much cheaper. Given the current EV technology, full-size pickups and SUVs need to offer a PHEV, a traditional parallel plug-in hybrid, or an EREV powertrain where the gas engine is there only to recharge the battery. Ram has an EREV powertrain, but they need to get it right. They don't have the engineering budget to focus on multiple powertrain types. Therefore, as much as I love BEVs, ditching the all-electric REV was the right choice. Now, as far as swapping the name Ramcharger for REV, tell me what you think. It probably makes sense. The Ram 1500 REV is their range extended vehicle, and EREV, they're ahead of GM and Ford on this technology in trucks, and they need to focus on it. And speaking of naming, Jeep will reportedly also come out with that powertrain soon in the Wagoneer that they will now badge Jeep Wagoneer and Jeep Grand Wagoneer. Previously, they didn't have Jeep badging. And it too will offer that EREV powertrain, which is expected to be called 4xe, which they use for all of their PHEVs and full battery electric vehicles. Basically, any Jeep with a plug is called 4xe. So speaking of naming, hey Jeep, it's not too late to rethink your product naming too.